Hey guys, Recovery Jimmy here. Yeah, it's a bit of a miserable day here today. I am going to go to work, but yeah, I just wanted to kind of do a little video. There's been a few things that have been just not playing in my mind, but just some ideas that have been coming up. And but first of all, I just wanted to say, sad news over the weekend about Matthew Perry. Absolutely gutted because whenever I was feeling, anxiety, hangover, withdrawal, whatever you want to call it, or they're all different things, but, like all in a similar boat, brought on by, alcohol consumption and addiction. The only thing I could watch was Friends. It would put me into a slightly better mood and it would hold my attention. I could just kind of switch off and it would be on in the background, and it almost made me feel, I had a comforting and a warm feeling to it. So, that was always something I could just put on no matter how many times I watched Friends. It was always kind of my go-to. So, all amazing characters, but, Chandler Bing, obviously one of the funniest ones on there. So absolutely gutted. I read his book, his kind of autobiography, memoir, just about 4 or 5 months ago, and it's a fantastic book. I mean, it's very hard reading, but if you've not read it, give it a read. He really did struggle, just really struggled a lot with alcohol, with drugs, eating disorders. He really did go through the mill. Was sober at the end, I believe. He was sober for a couple of years, set up a sober, turned his Malibu home into like a sober recovery sanctuary for men to go to get clean. So he did that, and he helped an amazing amount of people. He always did seem to me to be very, to be still struggling in recovery. I don't think he quite got into that kind of pink cloud kind of place of it from all the interviews I've seen since he got sober. He did seem to still just be wanting it, and that's the kind of tough part, because for me, I do think about it, but I hate drugs and alcohol now. I wouldn't even dream of picking up. Never say never, but I honestly don't think I ever will, because it's just something that, my life has become so much better without it. So I don't know if Matthew Perry ever kind of got to that happy place. There was still time, but sadly, obviously, this has happened. So yeah, rest in peace, Matthew. Heart goes out to family and friends. Which brings me on to, I was listening to one of Sober Dave's podcasts with the CEO from Change UK, change.org, and it was reminding me of Sober Spring, which is great because it's like for the whole season of spring, to be sober, because if you're doing dry January or sober October, which you'll be on your last day here, a month isn't long enough to get the benefits from consuming a lot of alcohol, or even on a kind of grey area drinking basis. It's like you need to get past the 31 days or whatever dry January or October is. You need to do 90 days. Whenever I've gone to meetings or whatever it be, like NACA, AA, SMART, recovery, 30 days is great, but you need to push on to get to like 90 days, 100 days to just really feel the benefits. The benefits in your health, bank account, but mostly your health. Your skin's going to get so much better. 90 days basically in the fellowship for AA or NA or CA. They don't let you do service, so they don't let you do any of the kind of service activities, even if that be like making the tea or, reading out the kind of, who's to get a chip, the sober months, days, years. They don't let you do that unless you're past 90 days. Now, that's not like kind of, we don't trust you or anything. It's just because they know that 90 days is when the magic starts happening. So it's kind of like you need to get past that before you know, no one's saying that if you don't get to 90 days, you're going to fail or anything like that, but it does get easier after the 90 days. That's the point. That's like the magic number. If you get 90 days, you get 3 months, you're going to really start reaping the benefits, and just your life's just going to change, you know, in such a magical way. So that kind of made me start thinking like, okay, sober spring's great, you know, but like, why not have sober seasons? You know, like instead of doing like January or October or whatever month you want to do, don't do a month, do a season. So if you've done sober October, you know, like let's say we're doing it from the equinoxes, so the 21st of September is like the start of autumn, and then you do that up to, you know, October, November, December, start of winters at the 21st. So, you know, that's you done a whole season. So give or take the days, you know, the 21st is a great kind of number to start on because it's the equinox, it's the shortest day, it's the longest day, or it's the two equinoxes, you know, the solstice and the equinoxes. So if you do follow those kind of seasons, then that's a great starting point. But you can do it month to month, but do the 3 months. So if you've done sober October, November, December, smash through Christmas, forget about all the parties and that, because at this point you'll have already done October and November, and you're just gonna, you know, you'll be plain sailing through Christmas. You don't have to drink, you won't want to drink, hopefully, because you'll be starting to see all the benefits at that point. Now, I'm not saying then go hell for leather in January, February, March, but what I'm saying is, if you've not done sober October, November, maybe start slowing your drinking down on the 21st of December. Stop completely if you want to, but I know that's tough for some people over Christmas and whatnot, so maybe start slowing it down on the 21st. You know, have a couple at Christmas, don't go mental, and then when it gets to, if you want to start on January 1st, then do that. But I recommend doing it on the 21st. You know, it's off kilter. I don't like using even numbers and things like this. You know, if you're going to do something, don't just wait for the first of something to do it. Do it on a random number. My alarm's set for 6:02. Do you know what I mean? I don't like being on the actual hour or whatever. So let's try and do it for the, you know, if you've already doing it, great, keep going. And I'm not saying like that's you. If you've got a problem with drinking, then yeah, stop and try and stay stopped, but at least do like a sober season first. So let's do this autumn one, smash it all the way through to December the 21st December, and see where you're at, because as I say, you're going to get the benefits once you do the 3 months. A month is not nothing. You'll start feeling better, of course you will, but you won't really start noticing any real change until, excuse me, you do the 90 days, because it's the magic number. 3 is the magic number, which is 3 months, and then, you know, you've got your 90 days, which is another magic number. So that's just something I wanted to kind of put out there and see if people want to start doing that, because, you know, the 90 days is where it's at. It worked for me. I couldn't get past, I think my most before I really got sober was 55 days. I would do a couple of weeks here and there, then I did like a month, and then I think 55 was when I came out of rehab. And you know, if you go back and hear my stories and all that on my other YouTube channel, my other YouTube videos, then yeah, you'll know that 55 days was a big one, and then I relapsed straight back on the vodka. So when I got sober on the 19th of August 2020, when I got past 3 months, I was like, right, I'm gonna get a tattoo. So I got past 3 months, got myself a tattoo. Got past 6 months and got another tattoo. Well, that didn't carry on, you know, I haven't got one every 3 months, but those were the 2 big milestones for me, the 3 months and then the 6 months. Yeah, a year, of course, but like for the first one, it was like, wow, I can't believe I've done 3 months. You know, I couldn't even do, you know, past 55 days. So when I got that, it did change. I started being allowed to do service and things like that at the meetings, and then you can start, you know, up until then, you kind of feel a bit weird and kind of giving people advice, even if they're only on a couple of days. I felt weird giving people advice and going, oh, you know, you can do it and all that. But once you get past 3 months, it feels actually quite natural to do that, because in my mind, when I got past 3 months, I felt this is it. This is really me now. Do you know what I mean? You know, it was one day at a time and obviously all that, never say never. But yeah, the 3 months marker for me was really, really kind of a big, you know, big change. you know, three months. I mean, go back and maybe look at some of my pictures on Instagram up to my 90 days. I probably looked like, you know, hell on earth. But then after that, I really started kind of, you know, skin was better. Eyes started not being as glazed over and started showing a bit of life back in them. Now that does happen early on as well, but not as much as after the 90 days. You know, some people say 100, Sober Dave says 100 days, and it's not a case of you must do this. It's try it. Just try 100 days, try 90 days, try 100 days, and then see where you're at, and see why at that point you would want to go back to your previous drinking behaviors. Because honestly, you know, it's a case of getting the benefits and seeing the benefits and then going, do you know what, like, why would I want to go back to that? You know, I'm trying to think of an analogy, but it's like, it's basically just, if something's clearly evidentially doing you good, why would you then go back to something that's killing you? It's poison. Anyway, food for thought, people. I'm going to go back to work. Well, I'm going to go to work now. I had a great weekend doing pop-ups for my photography. Christmas is coming, so yeah, it's just been mad. So I'm starting a bit late this morning, but have an amazing day. Hoptunee tomorrow, which is Halloween on the Isle of Man. So hope everyone's gonna kind of dress up and go out and have fun. And you know, you don't have to drink to be a different person. Just wait for Halloween. Hoptunee. So have a great day, people, and yeah, stay safe, stay sober, stay strong, stay supportive. Have a great day, people. Peace.